And I'm remembering to show my screen. So we're looking at a really lousy open. Empire's report comes out and is better than expected. And now we're kind of flattish, all right? I still think we might end up on the day, but who knows? Then we get, in about 5 minutes, we've got the new housing starts, or the housing starts coming out. That should be a nice driver. That I don't think it's as important as everybody likes to talk about it, but yeah, the housing data is gonna matter today. As far as volatility goes, the one thing I'm really noting is, and this is really creeping me out, okay, is the spread, the at-the-money spread between September, not vertical, by calendar. The at-the-money spread between September and October is pretty wide, although it's looking a little better today. But it's been looking pretty wide, and I just have to call. All right, it's been looking pretty wide, and that's something that scares me. The setback. Now, if the setback tightens up, then that could be that could change things. But yeah, the audio. Yeah, my audio went out for a second there. So I'm really getting nervous about the calendar spreads. 1.2. Now going into the weekend, they were almost 2, but that's partly weekend decay. But be that as it may, I'm really wary of any type of calendar, and I'm really looking at whether it makes sense to possibly do some sort of long gamma spread. Certainly, I think there's a lot of anticipation for something bad in October. Okay? And obviously, nobody likes to see bad stuff in October. So, now, moving on to our trades, our VXX trade is sitting right at the short strike. We got this little credit spread here. Can make another $23, and then we've got, in case this thing really gets ahead of steam, I've got this this little call spread left. Our EEM trade, on the other hand, is sitting pretty. How about that? We threw this on Friday, on Friday morning, and it's up about $7.50. And you can see the spread looks pretty good, and we're sitting right in the middle. Now, we had a listener question that I wanted to answer real quick. It is from Steven. Mark, you talk a lot about the curve and the percent of volatility of the 10 delta put to the at-the-money vol. In the article above, you say that the SEP 2008 curve had a 10 delta put that was no more than 125% of at-the-money vol. I think you use that gauge if it is suitable to enter a fly or condor depending on steepness. What percentage max do you use to say this amount is too steep for a butterfly? I think IC condors are better. Oh, that's a tough question, but here's what I would say is that it depends on the product for sure, but like the SPX, certainly anything over 145% is going to be too high for a butterfly. Depending on the person, I actually think it's probably lower than that. But if you wanted something that to say this is almost certainly true, then 145, it personally, I gauge it less than that. I'm a little more conservative with my butterflies. They haven't been returning very well because of that kind of steep skew. So, and then he wrote, by the way, I enjoyed your series on butterflies at Trade Monster. The last one was especially good where you brought it all together. Great job. Thank you. I appreciate that as well. Yeah, the Trade Monster one went really well. I'm doing a presentation with Electronic Futures Trader this weekend, and then I'm talking with Trade Monster about maybe doing something else. Would love some suggestions or ideas if you have any thoughts. I'm thinking about doing a free one here on something fun or interesting. But in the meantime, I am running a special on a 3-month package of Site Access, the Pit Report. If you find this informative with kind of looking at butterflies and talking about skew, I think anybody who is involved in our group will tell you that the Pit Reports are really, really dynamic and useful, and I enjoy doing them. So if you have any interest in that, give me a call, 888-TRADE-01, or you can email me, mark@optionpit.com. Again, this report that's coming out in about now is going to be a little bit of a driver. But I'm not expecting anything shocking out of the market today. Kind of watch those vol spreads, though. Have a good one.